What's up? And I would like to welcome you all to the 5 things I hate about my highly modified car. Number 5, no long haul driving. And what do I mean about no long haul driving? Well, this is a street car, and I definitely do drive it on the street a lot of the time. But what I mean by that is no extensive driving past like an hour. Me personally, if it takes longer than an hour to get there, I will usually just pack the car up on the trailer and haul the car there. Not because the car can't do it, because it's just inconvenient. This car runs on only E85, and in my local area, there's not a lot of gas stations with E85. So I don't do a lot of long haul driving, and this is a Z. There's no places for storage of gas on this vehicle, so bringing gas with me just really isn't a viable option. And the next thing on my list of things that I hate about my highly modified street car is number 4, tires just don't really work anymore. And what I mean by that is traction. My car makes uh, a generous amount of horsepower. I don't really exactly know. I got an estimate, but my car makes pretty good horsepower. And on these street tires, it spins in every gear. I mean, third, fourth, fifth, it's all the same. It's almost like driving on black ice. And then I've got some Hoosier Pro Racket Pro Bracket radials here, and they do okay, but I can still spin these puppies over on the street and even at the track. I'm getting better with them, but they still spin a lot, and I'm losing a lot of time and a lot of speed because I haven't figured out the traction yet, which has a lot to do with my suspension too, but just haven't got there yet. So number 4 is tires just don't work like they used to. So the next thing on my list, number 3, has to be it is too easy to speed. And I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. In this car, make a good amount of horsepower. You can't do a pull without speeding. And you can't start from a dead stop without spinning. So to get a full pull of what the car is capable of, you need to be going a higher speed, aka the speed limit or faster. And it takes a couple seconds to get to 130. And I mean, hell, you go to prison or jail at that point, and it's just not worth it. So one big thing that sucks about the high horsepower cars is also the best thing about the high horsepower cars is they go fast, but they go so fast, so quick that it's so easy to speed. You can't just do little pulls here and there. One full pull is like you're in the county jail. So I would have to say that is number 3 on my list. The second thing on my list of things that I hate about my highly modified vehicle is working on it. Working on this car in particular really sucked the first couple times, and it's still not fun, but we figured out how to do it and in what order to do things. And the biggest inconvenience with this car and this setup and everything that I have going on is you cannot unbolt the engine or the transmission from each other with it all sitting in the car. You also cannot take the head off the engine with it sitting in the car. So anything that has to do with the inside of the engine or the transmission, the entire everything has to come apart. The whole front end, the accessory, the turbo kit, the engine, the transmission, drive shaft, literally everything has to come out to fix some of that shit. And it is annoying, but I personally think the car looks better with the secondary firewall, which is exactly my issue to the reason why I cannot get my bolts out for the heads or the bell housing of the transmission. But other than that, this car brings me tons of smiles and it's so fun to drive. My God, does it suck to work on. And we've pulled this stuff out of this car multiple times for multiple problems. I mean, I built this car myself, so, and yeah, it just sucks to work on it. Other than that, though, it's really fun. Takes a long time to get things done on this car. And last but not least, the number one thing that I hate about my highly modified car is when custom parts break. And because there's no quick solution to fixing them. For example, well, my whole turbo kit's custom, so if anything ever breaks, I'll have to weld it myself or find someone to fix it, replace it. That's not so much a big deal. My starter is a custom starter. One off, it has this vehicle it works with and this vehicle only. My drive shaft is custom. My motor mounts are custom. My trans mount is custom. My water pump is custom. My radiator support is custom. Literally so many things on this car are custom, and there's no quick replacement parts if it breaks. Which I didn't think about that when I first built this car, but as time goes on and I add to the car, I definitely think about working on it now and what I can do to be able to give myself parts that I can potentially get access to quickly. Because breaking an axle at the track, that's not that big of a deal. But if your starter goes out, that really gonna suck because I can't go to O'Reilly's to get my starter. My drive shaft breaks, can't go to O'Reilly's to get a drive shaft. Couldn't pre-order one. No way in the world. I just have to order it and wait a couple weeks for it to come from a company online. So that by far has to be the biggest problem with my modified car is parts are not easy to get a replacement for quickly. But if you're on top of it, you maintenance everything like you're supposed to, you check everything like you're supposed to, you can catch things ahead of time usually and pre-plan ahead and hopefully never have your car down. I know things happen with racing and cars, but that's the hopes of it all. And that pretty much wraps up the things for the 5 things that I hate about my highly modified car. Potentially, we'll be doing a video of 5 things I love about my highly modified car in the future, and maybe a couple other owners and their cars. So we'll get to that. Thank you guys for watching. If you have anything you want to see, just let me know, and we'll try to make it happen. Thank y'all so much. Have a great day.